how prepared are governments or private organizations, especially in South Asia, like country like Bangladesh, to withstand such cyber disruptions? Because as per we know that we are not that much developed like Western countries like the United States or like the Chinese belt countries. How do you see this?
For your question, let me start by calling a reference towards something that has happened over several years in Bangladesh. There's been a Netflix documentary called Bangladesh Bank Heist, and how that had happened, how so much of a request into the SWIFT network into our Bangladesh bank access, and how that happened over a government holiday, not only in Bangladesh but also in if I'm not wrong, the Philippines.
Survey by Harvard School of Business Foundation, they have said that every hour 300,000 evil people are trying to hack the accounts or websites of important organizations. I'll come to our international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho. First of all, I apologize for interruption. Would you please finish the things you wanted to say, and I want to add one more question with that.
Sure.
What legal or regulatory frameworks exist or should exist to ensure cyber security of civil infrastructure?
So as I was saying earlier on, an event that had taken place February of 2016, roughly 9 years ago, how hackers had tried to install malware into the Bangladesh bank servers in generating SWIFT requests for multiple amounts of money to be moved out. The stolen amount attempted was almost 951 million USD, where the actual stolen amount was roughly 101 million USD. It was of course moved into the Philippines and Sri Lanka, and of course into casinos, where that money could be hidden and shown as different sources of income. Of course, world media had taken to storm when this came out, and producers and directors had in order to let the public know, they created a Netflix documentary regarding this issue. But once again, as per your question, how you were saying that how governments should respond, how the stakeholders should understand this threat, any country, not just Bangladesh, should have their own cyber security task force. What I believe is, if there are 10 people who cannot be seen, cannot be found, we do not know their names, there should be 20 more who are working in the same dominion in order to foil such attempts at any kind of network systems. But in Bangladesh, it was a Bangladesh bank's system. It could be any kind of target. It could be not just airlines, it could be banks, it could be private banks, it could be hotels, hospitals. As the dependency of technology emerges, I think this is where the cream of the cake stands at. The more dependent humans become on technology, the more there are risks involved in doing so.
3.0 by Muhammad Yunus. He has said that it should be zero poverty, zero unemployment and zero carbon. But you know, I have gone through the book many times. He has written that rich countries are producing carbon for their industrialization, but poor countries are paying by sacrificing their environment, climate and people. Don't you think the rich countries should pay as penalty to the poor countries who are suffering these climate issues?
Well, irrespective of whether you are wealthy or not, the climate shall change and affect almost every territory equally. That is my take on the matter. But if you look around the whole world, you see floods, we see earthquakes, we see wildfires. This wildfire is quite so common in the United States. Even previously, multiple counties have been gone through this natural calamity. But even this morning around 12:20, we've had an earthquake in Bangladesh twice in 1 week. This is, I'm giving you the statistics here. And not only that, over the last couple of weeks and months, we've seen floods ravaging parts of Pakistan, and of course, historically speaking, Bangladesh is yet to be hit by a tropical cyclone, which in 1 year, there's at least 1 or 2 cyclones that batters Bangladesh in the coastal regions. So we're still at the end of monsoon season, but we can expect a cyclone in the coming up days. But that's not the issue here. The issue is how much attention does it garner from various worldwide governments in tackling this issue. We look at Texas, where a girls' camp completely ravaged by a flood, over 100 dead, and many people started questioning where was the administration's support line in addressing this issue. So it's a matter of flood, it's a matter of readiness, it's a matter of governments trying to engage their emergency response teams, especially for Bangladesh, a country that will be facing a lot of calamity from this regard, from climate change.